industry's request to the government was to really come up with a taxation system under GST which gets the entire value chain of textiles under the GST net. And I think government has done a good balancing act of achieving that. A large segment of the industry value chain was not participating in the tax, and now everybody would participate, thus the seamless flow of credit will also happen. At 5%, there is a reduction in the overall effective tax rate, but that needs to be calculated, and there are certain challenges which are arising in terms of the input tax credit, because the way the entire supply chain is structured. Primarily the problem there has been that today, there are service providers in the manufacturing chain who are job workers, processors, knitters, etc. In the past, there was zero tax on the services that they provided, and now a tax of 18% has been proposed. And because input tax credit is restricted beyond the output tax, the tax incidence on the product is actually increasing. Yeah. Now, I think there is a representation which is being made by the industry to the government to reconsider the rate of tax to be payable on job workers, knitters and processors from 18% to 5%. And I think that would ensure the fact that the benefits that are due to come due to lowering of the tax rate at 5% could get passed on to the end consumer, and the amount of input tax credit that would have going to be left behind actually reduces back to the original level.
So, are you also expecting any kind of temporary disruption because of this?
I don't think so. I think we are all working with the industry. It's barely been about 5 days, 6 days since the government has announced the rule, the rates and the procedures. There are inputs. It's a very large industry. Inputs are being gathered across. I'm sure many other associations are also coming together and meeting with the parent ministry as well as with the revenue department and putting forthright certain challenges or ease requirements that are there. And from whatever I have seen in terms of the approach that the government has been taking and the GST Council has taken, they've been very open to the views which are being provided, and corrections are being done. So I think that will happen. At the same point in time, when you asked about the rate at 12%, and I think that while on the face of it, it seems that the tax rate has gone higher, but when you consider the fact that what is GST and the kind of input credits that are going to be permitted, and also the fact that abolition is happening on the local levies, if you look at the overall impact and over a period of time, the effective tax increase is a very minuscule number, which the industry, based on whatever I have had a discussion, and I know for the fact that internally we intend to absorb that difference. So in nutshell, I would say the fact that it's been a great balancing act. There are small hiccups which just need to be addressed. Right representations are being put, and our government GST Council is being made aware of the changes that the industry would seek to improve the transition to GST.
What kind of tax relief are you looking at after the GST implementation, and will you pass it on to the customers as well?
Absolutely. I think we are quite committed. There are two aspects to it. One is the straightforward savings which comes in because of any reduction that has happened in the effective tax rate. Two, there's a significant amount of opportunity to optimize and bring in efficiency in the supply chain, which could lead to a reduction in the costs. And these are something that we are working towards, and our objective would be to pass on each one of them at every stage as we keep moving up and improving our supply chain.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/ETNow.